Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we will be continuing in the fourth case of the game, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. Investigation Part 1. We are in the Fresno Street Room. Alright, so we already looked around, so now we're going to be speaking to Gina. Poor Gregson, man. That really was a surprise last episode. A sad one. But a welcome one, only in that it caught me off guard. Other than that, I am sad about it, though. Well, it is what it is. Let's talk about Gregson. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place? That's what I want to know. It's what? Half a year since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead. Oh yes, Mr. Holmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he? Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the yard. Goodness, really? They say he managed to solve some really tricky case. Just like that. He did? Yep, and ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently. Really? So is he like some kind of like special investigator or something? Like separate? That's what it sounds like. Like he gets his own private secret missions assigned to him? If that's the case, that might explain this board and maybe why he might have been working with Von Zieks on something separately, like looking into the Reaper. And that could explain why he's dead, right? Maybe he was working on a very dangerous case, like the Reaper case or something, and that's what got him killed. Damn. I mean, it's not like he was a bad detective or anything, but I didn't really realize he was that good either. I mean, he didn't seem like he was like a big genius or anything. But who knows, you know, without Sherlock or us around, maybe he was pretty competent other times and he did do a great job. Huh. Very interesting. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So, what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this? I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him. Oh, he had a lot of respect for Von Zieks. Aw, that's sad. Respect for the Reaper? In what way? I heard him say as much. I'll take my hat off to that fella, were his words. Oh no, that's so sad. I didn't know he respected Von Zieks that much. And now they're trying to say that Von Zieks killed him? Oh no. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke. I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard. He said something else to me and all, that I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, cause he only goes after people what are bad. I'm sure he was trying to comfort her, but we know he was worried for her sake because that's why he was planning to take her abroad, right? It did kinda set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. Yeah, that's really sweet, actually. Man, Gregson! I mean, you're making me feel worse now. A little more emotion. I didn't feel as emotionally hit by it last time. It's probably gonna hit me more the more I learn about him, because I feel like we had little glimpses, but I feel like I haven't gotten super attached to him. I don't know. Is it just me, or is like, other than like some of our main characters, I haven't formed a deep attachment to a lot of the characters in this games. But I don't know if it's just me, but maybe it's because I need, like, I would need more time or more games to get to know. It's not like I don't like them or anything, but I don't have the same feeling towards them that I do for, like, the original casts of, you know, the other Ace Attorney games. I think the ones I feel the strongest for right now are, like, you know, Ryunosuke and Kazuma, and of course Susato and Iris. But like, I don't know, like even Gina, like I feel bad for Gina, but I don't have like this overprotective attachment to her like most people might feel right now. So I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just getting, as I'm getting older, a little less easily attached to characters than I used to. But it's not a knock on the writing or anything. Who knows, maybe this case will be the case that changes it, and I will start to feel a little more emotionally attached to some other characters than just our main people. But right now, I just had a little twinge in my heart for Gregson, just hearing those little things. So that's too bad that it's after the fact and that he's gone. C'est la vie. The crime scene. I guess it just depends, right? Because I remember, I forgot what show or movie, but there's been times where I've been talking with people I know about certain things, and I will pick up on certain parts, like I'll be like, oh, this was so tragic, or oh, this made me cry, and then they didn't react the same way. So it really just depends on the person, each individual person. And normally I'm more on the spectrum of easily getting emotional and stuff. So it's weird that for some reason this time I'm not as emotional as I normally would be. What's wrong with you, Biggs? What's happening? What is this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's being rented by some cove called Hugh Bone. Hugh Bone, like huge bone? I'm trying to see the pun. Wait, was it bone or boon? Sorry. It's boon. Binks. Wow. Totally misreading it. Hugh Boone. Hugh Boone? Hugh Boone. Hugh Boone. Hugh Boone. Boon. A boon is normally a good thing. Like a boon of good luck. I don't know. I mean, I'm not picking up on a pun. I don't know why my brain misread it as bone. Oh, Biggs, why? Hugh Boone. It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, that, isn't it? Sorry, interruptions. Okay, hopefully that will be the only interruption I get, but I doubt it. Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him. I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if ever. Right? All the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder,
Yes, Mrs. Sato.
Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his. Right, that's what I thought. But what throws me off was the picture, right? Because then it makes me think it's the missing guy. The warder.
I'd never even considered that.
Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are?
If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it.
I should really investigate this place in detail.
Okay, incident. I see that's where the poor inspector was found, over there. Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet did him in. Apparently, the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tray on the wall.
Oh yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely.
And the gun used is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that.
What? Really?
How do you know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
A bigwig lawman, is it?
Are you talking about Strongheart? Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be up for a grilling and all.
So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame.
I mean, right now you're not even representing anyone, so... yeah. Should we present something? The Red-Headed League? Oh, that business? Yep. Inspector Lestrade here. So soon had that one buttoned up.
I thought it was Mr. Holmes who led that pair into a trap, wasn't it?
Listen, Otto. It ain't easy going from East End diver to Scotland Yard detective, right? But anyway, it's all part of the charm, innit? Being a bit loose with the truth when it helps.
That's wrong for so many reasons.
Maybe I should get Iris to write stories about me. The adventures of Inspector Lestrade. 997. Okay. Should we present this?
Gina, what do you make of this?
No. What is that? Evidence? Work something out about what happened, have you?
Oh, no, not exactly.
I ain't been long enough in the job to get all this deducting business yet. But I swear I'm gonna get the person what did this to the boss. Alright. What about that? No. Never mind. Candelabrum. No. Okay. What about the policeman figure? Can you examine it? The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for the wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The headboard looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and around too? For fun?
Oh!
What's that?
It appears to be some sort of key.
But it's tiny though. It couldn't be a key for a door, not at that size. So what is it for, I wonder?
Okay, giving it a twist causes a key-like shaft to pop out from the base. What the frick?
This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? And what's it for?
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Ah, there are some black marks here, look.
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them. Anything else about the candelabrum that we should point out or look at? Maybe a keyhole? No, I doubt it, but no. Okay. Alright. The red hairpiece. Something in it?
I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. You must have to use lots of bird lime to keep it in place on your head. So it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think? Bird lime? That's what they used or called it back then? Nothing else about it, I guess. It's not the most flattering shape either. Okay, the revolver.
I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them. Perhaps someone more familiar with firearms could shed a light on things here.
Okay, who would we talk to about this? Gina? I mean, she's a detective now, but I don't know how much training she's had about this yet. But maybe this is the thing we could present to her. Okay. Let's present that before we present the key to her. No? Okay, I guess not. But the key. No. Dang it, Gina, what use are you? Okay, fine. Maybe you're supposed to show Sherlock or something. Should we leave? This place is thick with dust, isn't it? And there's such a chill in here, too. Do we go back to see Sherlock? Is he here? No, I don't think he is. Great Waterloo Hotel? Would her father know? No, he's not here. Okay. I guess the prison? Oh, we can't talk to him. Okay. Where are we going? If you were not in a position to talk yet, shall we visit somewhere else first? Ah! Was there something else in the Fresno Street room I needed? I don't know where else to go. I don't think we can go back to Barclay yet, can we? Oh, we did come back here. Can we look around now? No, it's gonna be the same. Okay, never mind. Well, we've been everywhere except, I guess we're gonna go see Strongheart. She's like, do you know, I don't believe we visited this place for some time. I guess? Well, she did mention something about the big man, the big lawman, so I guess Strongheart makes sense. Alright, November 1st, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Ugh, why? I don't want to see Strongheart. It's not like I hate the guy or anything, but he's creepy. He's just weird to me. I don't know. You've met a good time. I took an express train back to London? Who is this?
I can hear Lord Strongheart, can you?
Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone. Are we interrupting? Can we just walk in? It's Kazuma, he's back! Back to London. So where did you go, Kazuma? See, they're totally in cahoots. This is... No, Strongheart, I know you were lying and shit. Come on, man. So Kazuma's, like, not angry at him for anything, so... Yeah... This feels weird. This feels weird. Is everything in place? I had a private compartment on the train, so I could check all the paperwork. It's... Kazuma-sama! God, he looks so hot. Oh, your timing is impeccable.
It is?
No doubt you have heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry.
Yes.
I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Von Zeeks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts. The facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Von Zeeks for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable processes.
So does that mean the trial is tomorrow?
Precisely. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions. We don't need no introductions. We know our man over there. Damn, he looks so hot. Are you entering a villain era? I hope not. Kazuma, I get that you're probably angry and confused and hurt about your father and him possibly being framed as being the professor, but please don't become the bad guy. That would break my heart. I really still cannot fully trust Strongheart. Ugh. They both look very intense. Kazuma. So maybe I was right and Kazuma's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Asogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings, leading the prosecution. Yep, alright. I kinda knew that. Wait, what? Kazuma? As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor? Much like Edgeworth was originally wanted to be a defense attorney and then became a prosecutor. Oh, well, you know, Kazuma kind of entering his Edgeworth era, but starting off as kind of like a rival villain as well. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Kazuma, don't stand back there all menacing, sweetheart, please. You look so good, though. You look so good! Can I just look at you? Just look at him. I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll be alright now. Has your memory completely returned? Yes, completely. Ah, there's that gorgeous music. Ah, see? I'm only emotionally invested in this, okay? That's all I really care about. I'm such a sim for you guys. Ugh. I want you guys to reunite and be happy, okay? I want a happy ending for my main peoples. Yes, completely. I remember everything. Including what I was coming here to do. Which you never got to tell us about because you kept dragging it out all dramatically. Right. Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me, but there's something that won't return to the way it was before. No, you don't mean their relationship. Kazuma, no, don't be so cold and distant. This breaks my heart. And Ryunosuke. And Susato's. Huh? What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. Aw. No. Kazuma. I guess we gotta talk to this dude. I don't want to talk to you. I only want to talk to him. Alright. I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no.
People all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey, and now the Reaper himself must stand in the dock.
Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths.
But Lord Von Zieks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent.
Otherwise, y'all would have tried him for this, like, ages ago.
That's certainly true, or it has been, at least until now.
Ah!
No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history.
Okay.
So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow.
That's right.
But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart.
Accomplished young lawyer practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles. And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I've no doubt at all that Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor.
But why Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain.
It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial.
You asked for this? But why?
It'll all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation.
I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact. Pretty shady, actually. Yep.
You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks.
So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution?
Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months.
Kazuma,
You want to cross swords with me, huh?
I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend.
This hurts my feelings. The killer's gun. Oh, there's that second interruption I said was gonna happen.
Oh, yes. We noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Von Zieks?
That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene.
Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct.
It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine.
In that case, it could actually have belonged to the victim.
No. Gregson had his gun on his person.
What about Lord Von Zeeks?
He claims it's currently not in his possession.
What?
According to his story, he lost it.
Oh man.
In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his. Exactly.
No, of course not.
Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Von Zeeks. Dang it. It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart.
Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery.
Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out.
Hold it!
Oh?
Before you go, Ryunosuke,
Oh, what is it, Kazuma?
I just wanted to thank you.
Well, as long as you're not being a total distant cold. I was gonna say something else, but I'm not gonna say it because that's not you, right? You're just pretending. You're just putting a wall around your heart. Kazuma-sama, what?
You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection.
You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you.
Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here.
Oh,
I actually have a favor to ask.
Which is?
This trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me, as the defense counsel.
I mean, well, we're trying. We just gotta convince Von Zeeks to let us. That's a new animation for him. he looks kind of cute. Like, determined.
Why? What's this all about?
God. I feel so refreshed and happy just seeing him in front of us. It's been so long, Kazuma.
I know you have what it takes.
But Lord Von Zeeks would never put his fate in my hands.
On the contrary, he recognizes your talent. He's just being tsundere.
He does?
It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this.
Oh. Aw, Gregson. He was smiling. And so was Von Zeeks. And there's that, I think that's Von Zeeks' brother on the left. Oh. So they were all really close then. So that explains why Gregson was so loyal to Von Zeeks then. Oh, now you're making me really feel something for Gregson. Oh no. Now I'm feeling it. Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted to feel something. Alright, good job, game. You need to give me some feelings. Oh, damn. That's so sad for Von Zeeks. Now he's lost both of them. That's awful. That's really awful.
That's Lord Von Zieks and Inspector Gregson. In a photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the look of it. And who's the third person?
We've seen him before. Come on, man.
It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office.
Aw.
In Gregson's office, you mean?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight-talking makes him take a different view. Take it.
Thanks. You're kind of thinking like a defense attorney, aren't you, in the back of your mind? Displayed as if it was a treasured memory. Man. Ah.
There we go. Getting to the hard things.
I don't understand. Why are you giving me this?
Just hurry, Ryunosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over. Why do I have to explain every little thing to you, Ryunosuke? Just take it, go talk to him, convince him to let you be your lawyer. That's all. How much more clear-cut does he have to be?
What are you doing, Kazuha?
Wants to go up against you. Let him be super gay about it, okay? You know how it is? He realized if he was in the mentor slash best friend role, he almost died, okay? He had to be in your rival role in order to survive and in order to have an actual relationship with you. That's the only way it works in this universe, okay? That's it. That's totally it. And I get it. I get it. It's like they're not allowed to be the best friend or mentor. That's how they get killed. That kind of sucks, though. That really sucks. Reminds me of certain other stuff that happens in other games, man. Damn. What do you have against the best friends and the mentors, Ace Attorney? Why can't you let them live? Why do you gotta kill them all the time? He's like, look what happened, man. I'm not even allowed to stay as your best friend mentor. I had to become your rival. Alright. This sucks because I had gotten interrupted twice with phone calls, so I don't know exactly how long this video is going to be now. I'm really hungry. I'd like to stop recording so I could go eat. Let's at least show up at the prison. Hopefully this won't take too long, so I can convince this man and then go eat. November 1st, local prison cell 1.
Lord Von Zieks is still reading that letter. Damn. Is it like a really long letter? Or are you just thinking about Hairbrain and missing him and feeling all sad and emotional?
We've been gone quite some time, though.
Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. I might even be able to read English faster than he can.
I hear you. How dare you? I was intending to ignore you entirely. But I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese.
I mean, maybe that was our intention, right? To try to engage you into a war of words.
Oh, sorry. Not sorry. I didn't think you'd hear that, even though I said it very loudly so you could hear me.
I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
Oh.
Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow.
Which is none of your business.
So, have you found a lawyer?
How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This is nothing to do with you.
In other words, no.
We were just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided.
I'd expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is.
It's going to be Kazuma Asogi.
Asogi.
That made the color drain from his face.
Well then. It seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again, after all.
He's like, damn, how cruel to make the prosecutor be the son of the man who killed my brother. In his mind, you know, that's what he's thinking. Alright, talk to me, bro.
10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecutions at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi.
Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father.
So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court.
I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you.
It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset.
Yeah. But what could he have been hoping to achieve? I don't know, man. He's really weird. I don't know. I don't know who's the villain anymore. There's too many people acting sus.
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia.
I mean, there could be multiple villains, right? There could be villains from back in the day, villains from now, you know, just with different motivations, different actions, I guess. Doesn't mean they're, like, working together or anything. But if they're working together, that's even worse. Pulling, investigations too, kind of thing, you know?
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that?
Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese.
Right, your hatred of all us Japanese just for the actions of one man.
That's pretty stupid, dude, but whatever. The Nipponese Bane. Why can't you just hate one man? Why do you gotta hate the whole ethnicity, the whole race?
I'd only just been appointed as a prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother, Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer.
The so-called professor.
Assigned to the investigation as his partner was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard.
And that was Genshin Asogi.
Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So, I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong.
Oh, how awful.
To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. I wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until he consented.
What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor?
The man in charge of the Professor case inquiry, Lord Mayor Strongheart.
I knew it! I knew he was a prosecutor! Huh. I'm surprised he's not the one prosecuting you then.
Wait, what? Lord Strongheart.
He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person to whom I've felt indebted.
I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor.
Anyway, time passed. But then earlier this year, who should arrive in London but you?
Hold on a sec. I kind of want to look at ages again, just to remind me. 43. So Strongheart's 53. He's actually older than these guys. Huh, alright. And he's 33. What's with all the threes? They seem to like the threes. 34. Kazuma's 24. My best friend, who I had believed to be dead. He lost his memory somehow, but has now materialized as a prosecutor in the British courts. Gregson was 45. Hayden is 51. Vigil is 40. His wife is 36. Okay. Very interesting.
And of all things, as a lawyer.
I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese.
I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years that hatred had festered inside me, I could no longer control it.
That's why you kept throwing wine bottles and chalices and all.
And I can understand why, now I know the history. And yeah, it was pretty illogical to hate all of us, but yeah.
But in the same way that I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life. To Kazuma Asogi, I am the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in court tomorrow.
But this is all... I feel like, of course, it's all a sad cover-up misunderstanding thing. It has to be. That Kazuma's father was innocent and framed. And we have to figure that out and prove it, right? And these two men, Van Zieks and Kazuma, need to learn the truth so that this terrible, dark history and burden that's been on both of their souls all this time can finally be erased. Thanks to us. Thanks to Ryunosuke, I'm sure. But man, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's funny how... I mean, it tends to happen, right? That for some reason, I don't know why they do this, but our protagonists, like Phoenix Wright and now Ryunosuke, they're at the heart of things. They're the ones doing all of this. But sometimes it bothers me that the story doesn't revolve around them and their backstory, you know? Like, they're there, and they're a key figure in all of this, but they're not... It's not affecting their family, their life, their tragedy. And we really don't know much about them. Like, it's a joke that me and my friends always talk about. It's like, we really didn't know much about Phoenix's family, despite him being the main character of the whole series, right? And then finally we were like, oh, he has an ancestor that we finally get to see from many, many eons ago. But other than that, it's like, even though we know the characters and love them, it still kind of has like this gaping hole of like who they are and what they're about compared to the people around them, compared to a Maya, compared to an Edgeworth, compared to a Susato, compared to a Kazuma and Von Zeeks, who are getting fleshed out fully with this backstories and all this drama and all their, you know, everything, the tragedy and all that. It's like, what happened? Why does the protagonist feel... And I don't know if it's because they kind of want to make them almost a blank canvas for us, the player. Maybe that's why. They're not a full blank canvas. They do have a little personality and stuff and a little bit of history. But it's so minor that they do feel a little lacking, right? That's just a little thing I just noticed. And I know it's not just me. I still love the characters. I still love the games. But I do wish they would give more background, more storyline for Phoenix and for Ryunosuke. I was happy when we got a little bit more for Phoenix in the third game. Of like his college years and the whole thing with, you know, Dahlia and all of that. But it's not enough, you know? I want more of like his family, his personal history. Not just what happens to him. But, yeah, that's just a little minor thing that, I mean, it's pretty major, but still, it's something that I noticed that I never talk about with people other than my friends, but I felt like I should at least bring up in this LP before this LP ends. Alright, let's finish this part. So, Inspector Gregson.
Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month.
Yeah, that's so sad that he's dead right before that happened, too. Damn.
But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy.
Oh yes, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
I wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean.
It's the first time I've ever encountered it.
Well, it does seem like Gregson had some specialty around him, right? Like, he was a legendary guy, and then he got to, like, investigate alone and do cases people didn't know about. So he clearly was a special guy that we didn't even realize. Oh.
The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place.
Man.
It sounds like that mystery has even the Reaper perplexed.
I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. Yeah. Honestly. He was always just there, but we didn't know much about him, right? Honestly, kind of the same with Gumshoe. That kind of happens with, you know, our detectives. They're there, and they're funny, and they're great sidekicks, but we don't get to know enough about them either. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. I would love Gumshoe to come back and have, like, a big storyline. He deserves it.
Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself. By uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would never have been made.
What sort of approach?
After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy.
Oh my, 10 years ago?
Why is that so surprising?
Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time and rarely performed.
Oh. Well, I guess maybe he believed in science? Okay.
And my brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. but something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determined it was necessary. His powerful convictions somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death.
So, you must have had great confidence in the Inspector's abilities then.
And it's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life. Yeah. There's no motive there.
I don't have confidence in anyone,
Oh.
and I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I have no doubt he thought of me only as the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London.
That's not true. Gina just told us.
What really went on between Lord Von Zieks and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship?
We gotta present that picture to him. So he didn't know that Gregson really admired and respected him. Oh. Your gun.
About the gun used to shoot the Inspector that was found at the scene.
Yes, that's not mine.
Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is.
What do you expect me to say to that?
Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm.
As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true.
When did you lose it then?
That I don't know.
Oh.
I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago. I must have stored it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps.
You have something in common with Lord Von Zieks after all, Mr. Naruhodo. A talent for misplacing things.
No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it.
Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese.
Oh dear. The rift is very wide, isn't it?
So it's not decisive evidence, clearly. But it doesn't look good, that's for sure.
Okay, let's present the picture to him. Or maybe this first? Would he know what this is?
What's that?
It's just something I was hoping to ask your opinion about, that's all.
It's a serious crime for the defense to attempt to extract information from the prosecution by illegal means.
You're not the prosecution, what are you talking about?
Alright, I get the message, but I don't see what's illegal about me asking.
Whatever. What about the red hairpiece? Do you know? No. Okay. Alright. Well then, I guess the only thing I can present is the photograph.
Lord Von Zieks, you came by this old photograph.
Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost.
Is the man on the left there?
Yes, that's my brother, Clint.
Alright. Yeah, that's him.
It had to be, really. Apparently this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that?
Respect? That's nonsense.
No. We've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less.
Well, maybe once, yes. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you.
I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man known to all as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey.
Come on.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, you have to say it? Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, that's the first time he's ever actually used my name.
I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in.
What's that?
That which you see in the eyes of another across the
My dog barking.
across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth.
Lord Von Zeeks.
From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wished I could. Here is a loathsome Nipponese who has absolute integrity as a lawyer.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Being all tsundere, looking away.
There are only two other men I've known with the same look in their eyes. My brother, Clint, and Genshin Asogi.
The man he idolized, and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way.
Oh, you're gonna be so devastated when you find out that Asogi was innocent, aren't you? You are gonna be so heartbroken that all this time you've hated him and blamed him when he was an innocent man, blamed and killed. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm very sure that that's it. I hope I'm right, but also that's gonna be really sad. That's gonna make me emotional. Damn.
Damn.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that would be really, really impactful.
When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me.
You mean this photograph?
Back then, I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plague me now. I looked to the future with hope.
Oh, he looked so young. Baby! He was a baby.
Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe.
I'm so sorry.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me?
Yeah, there we go. Took us a while, but we here.
Of course I will. It would be an honor.
I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo.
Then my life is in your hands.
It's a big, heavy burden on us right now.
For Lord Von Zeeks, that must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend, Kazuma.
I mean, this is what Kazuma wanted too, so it's like we're doing this for both of them. Damn. Damn. Whew. To be continued. Excellent. Glad I hung in there. Alright, now I can go eat. Whew. Ooh, child. This is a lot. This is a lot. Now, how the heck is everything going to be connected? Like, the missing guy and, and the professor case and... Oh, man, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I have, like, some little things here and there that I see being possibly connected, but until we see our witnesses, because we didn't get to see any of them, like, right now, I really don't know. Is there going to be, like, a second investigation portion? Because right now, I feel like we really don't know enough at all. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye.